Okay, well, I want to welcome everyone to our May Zoom meeting. So glad that those of you that are joining us took the time out of your evening to join us. It seems like it's been a long time since we've had one, but it was only last month. So let me just minimize the pictures here. And those of you that are on have been on our Zooms before. So you know that's us, your team leaders. So let's move right into the recognition. But I also want to, before we move into this, say one thing that I just caught before I opened up the Zoom screen was Erica McQueen did a motivational Monday on Avon USA representatives, and some really good points she put in there. So you should go to the Facebook Avon USA representatives, and don't get it confused with Avon Representatives USA. It's Avon USA representatives. Okay, let's do some recognition for campaign 10 and campaign 11. And I will say, like I say every time for those watching this recording, I only put myself on this list. It's not one of the 10, but I put myself on there to show you all that I'm doing what I'm asking all of you to do, and that is sharing your business. So let's start with campaign 10 sales. Number 1 is Becky McGuire with $878 in campaign 10. Yay, Becky. Now, underneath Becky, we have Kim, Melanie, Bobby, Vanessa, Roger, Kim, Arlene, Kiara, and Mary. So thank you all for what you did in your campaign 10 sales. Okay, we have campaign 11 sales, and number 1 is Kim. And then with $1,317, Kim, we have to talk about how those sales came to be. And maybe we'll have you share later after our Zoom tonight, okay? So stick with us. And then we have Becky and Bobby and Roger and Kim Williams and Janitra and Florence and Melissa and Brandy and Vanessa. So congratulations, campaign 11 sales, for the great job. Now, the pathway to premier achievements, these are active new representatives, and it's listed there with Becky Brown has 4 campaigns left in the pathway to premier, and her bonuses earned already is $70, and Robbie is 6 campaigns left, and so far she's earned $20 bonus. So what is pathway to premier? If you don't know, here's our napkin approach. So I'm not going to cover all of this, but I want you to share with anyone new that you talk to about Avon their potential to earn over $3,000 in their first 16 weeks. And Avon's doing that and has had this program for quite a while to help you as a new representative put some extra money in your pocket. The next slide is one that I've shown many times in my Zoom, and what it boils down to is it tells you as a contender, when you start with your sales, you want to reach over $40 in sales to start earning. So your first order should be over $40. Any online orders, you want them over $40. And just build on that, so that when your annual sales reach 5,000 or more in a year's time, you give yourself a raise as a premier sales level, which is then 30% earnings on beauty and jewelry. Then it goes up from there with President's Club and Honor Society, Rose Circle, McConnell Club, President's Council. So You can always take a picture of this if you need it, or go back and watch the replay. Next slide, I have a new screen on just showing you the recognition roadmap. And that is, working towards each level on that little roadmap to lock in your sales of PRP commission. So you want to make sure that you're reaching your goals to earn. Okay, next slide. We're going to go right into anniversaries. And I don't know if Mary Murphy got on here yet, but she's celebrating 2 years in May with Avon, and she is doing wonderful. And Yvette, Amanda, Vanessa, Ayode, Tracy, all of you, happy anniversary with Avon. Next slide is our birthdays in May. And we have, let's see, we have some birthdays, and just Melissa is supposed to be on here. That was May 6th, but am I skipping anybody? I do see Melanie Andrews has got a birthday on the 28th that's coming up. So everybody in the month of May, we want to wish you a happy birthday with Avon. Next slide is our recognition team building from April 17th to May 20th. You can see Darwin and I did 7 team additions. Kim Williams did 3, and Melissa underneath Kim did 2. So great job there. And Becky did 6 additions to her team, and Roger did 1 addition from that April 17th to May 20th. Now, the next slide, we're doing a correction because last month we missed some people that should have been recognized for team building. And so that is Judy Bracken added 1 team member. Becky had 2. Letitia had 1. Kim Williams had 1. Underneath Kim, Melissa had 1. And underneath Roger, Mary Murphy had 1. So I apologize that we didn't have that correct last month, but that is just super that you're building. Now, the next screen, you're probably going to say, why is she putting green eggs and ham in here? So Darwin's going to explain that in a quick, short.
Well, the truth of the matter is she didn't put it in, I did. But I found this story about someone who was asked by one of their downline to recommend a short, to-the-point professional team development group or a book. He thought about it for a moment, and Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss came to mind. At first, it sounds insane, but think about it. The character Sam I Am asked no less than 14 times if his friends like green eggs and ham. He asks different ways and uses different tactics. Finally, he asked if his friend had ever tried it. He had not. So he simply says, you do not like them, so you say, try them, and you may. He tried them and liked them. Our Avon customers often need to be asked to try our products. That's why we have samples and a money-back guarantee. Don't just hope they look in the brochure, ask them to try our products, and then follow up and ask how they did, even if it takes 14 follow-ups.
And that's the same goes with building your team. You got to keep asking because you just never know when someone's going to say, yeah, it's right for me now. It's right for me now to join your team. So the next slide goes into grow your business 2-week challenge. And this is a prospecting planner, but each day it gives you something to try. So Makeup Monday, connect with 5 people who are working from home, share how Avon can create their Zoom look, showcasing a lipstick, foundation. And then, of course, every time we talk about the products, we're also going to ask them, who do you know that would like to get a discount on the products? And that's how you build. That's how you talk to people and give them the opportunity. And I've said this one before, but I'll mention it again. When you go out to a restaurant and you get done with your meal, doesn't every server always say, and what would you like for dessert? She probably knows that they're going to say, no, I don't want dessert. I'm too full. I ate too much. But she asks. So are we doing that same thing? Are we asking, even though we may think that no may be the answer? You never know unless you ask. If you don't ask, someone else will, and you could lose a team member. So you can take a picture of this, and I put this challenge out for you to grow your business and use this 2-week challenge of every day you're going to focus on one thing and work Avon into that one thing that you do that day. Okay. The next slide. It talks about how you can look up, what your rep count was for each campaign. And then, any additions that you had, any removals that you had, and then the end of campaign count is that box that's got on the top that's got a 2 in it. And then growth or loss. Did your team advance? Did your team fall down a few people? And if they did, then your goal for the next campaign should be to add those people with somebody else, because you always got to keep building. Because are you filling your funnel of people every campaign? Are you thinking about, I'm gonna think about, that list that we were all given when we first started years ago, of the list of people? Think about, a nurse that think about a flight attendant, think of everybody, an accountant, think about everybody that you run into, that you come into interaction with every day. Do all those people know that you are sharing Avon? Do they know that you're building your team and would be interested in them joining your team? Or maybe somebody they may know might be joining your team. So that's filling your funnel of people all the time. And then looking for representatives on your team who have motivation and believe in Avon and want to grow their team, is driven, is coachable, participates, is positive, helps others in the sales success, who's growing their sales, who's consistently placing orders, who pays for their orders on time. Well, everybody is pretty much now, because you got to pay when you order. And who's leveraging the Avon tools? Do you possibly have a potential leader in your team that maybe they don't even know they're a leader, but if you evaluate what they're doing, they could be a potential leader and building their team? I know Kim Williams has a couple great leaders in her team right now that are building their teams and really being, showing their leadership ability. So the next slide goes into at avon.com. Are you findable in the search at avon.com? So you need to review over this little promote your business picture. And if you would like people to find you when they're looking for a rep to shop with and looking for a mentor, you'll need to go to avon.com, your profile, enroll in this program. If you are already enrolled in the program, you no one can join your team. If you're not enrolled, no one can join your team as a recruit. So it shows you under preferences what you want to make sure you're enrolled in, and also what are your likes that you're sharing there. Because that's how, when people that don't have someone or don't know you are coming into Avon by looking at your likes, and maybe there's something similar with them that maybe they live close to you, maybe they don't. I mean, I've had some team members that just joined my team that were from Arizona and Arkansas. Well, they didn't pick me because they were close to me. There must have been something else that they saw in my profile that made them. So are you findable in a search on avon.com? That's something you want to double check. Okay, the next slide is a slide that we always put here, and that is how you earn with our leadership program and our compensation plan. As a promoter, you have one team member. Your personal sales need to be $50 or more. And that's one order every campaign from one person, or maybe you got 5 people in your team, but only one person is ordering. So you're qualifying for a 3% sponsorship. When you become a star promoter, to stay at this title, your personal sales need to be $50 or more. You need to have 2 team members with orders, and then you've got your 3% sponsorship, and you also get 3% in your first generation. Then it goes into the levels of ambassador and leader, and there's bronze, silver, and gold in each category. And as you go along, you can see how, by building more team members, this puts extra money in your pocket. So you want to work with this team member. You want to support this team member. You want to recognize this team member for the little bit that she's doing. Find something that they can be recognized for. And it could be something that you tried this, so I want to recognize you for it. It doesn't have to always be sales. So think about this and think about your team. If you don't have a team and you want an extra paycheck from Avon, think about starting to ask every day, who do you know? Who do you know that would be interested in saving on their Avon? Who do you know that maybe just lost their job? I could go on, but just to give you an example of the compensation. Then the next slide goes into, they just need to go to your online store and click on becoming a rep. So the next slide is a coming. We might be stuck, but the next slide is what I've shown all the time. Now, new representatives, their online store example is www.avon.com/rep-store/ and then their reference code, either first initial, last name, or first name and last name all lowercase, or maybe there's numbers in there, but you can find that information when you go look at your profile at avon.com. There we go. We finally got to it. So that's how easy it is to get someone added to your team. Now, if you've been with Avon for a while, your reference code still works at youravon.com/ and your reference code. But this example that we've got highlighted there is what Avon turns over youravon.com into this link. You can keep using youravon.com/ your reference code, but this is what it really goes to, and new representatives only see this to use.
Provided you haven't changed it since avon.com launched in January.
Yeah.
December.
Okay, so anyway, the next slide goes into what are the options to join Avon. Okay, it's still joining Avon for $0. You can make a donation to American Cancer Society for $5 or more, or the most important thing to choose is option number 3, with just $30. You get over $160 worth of products, and you get books and samples, and it really gives you something to start out with. But if you started with 0, you can still build that kit for yourself, individually. So just think about doing that. If you haven't placed an order yet for your first order, start with building a kit for yourself. Order your books, order the products that you would like to try, and order some samples. And then you can start sharing the samples with everyone and follow up. That's the key. So the next slide goes into, with your first order being $60 or more, you get both of these items. You get this free gift set of Ultimate Anew and our Equinox Anew, sorry, plus $10 credit to use on your second order, but your first order needs to be $60 to get that $10 credit. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go to avon.com and place that $60 order to get these free offers. Okay, next slide. Now you need to be up on the calendar, folks, because we have coming up Wednesday, which will be our first day in campaign 13, and they have been doing this A-list. This is episode 4, and it's Wednesday the 25th. Whatever your time zone is, you just go to avon.com and you can find that A-list. Probably it will come right up on your pictures that scroll by. So these things are great tools that Avon's giving you to know what to talk about, or help you support in what is the new products and stuff that are coming. The next thing that you want to also be a part of is the Avon live shopping. And that was supposed to be last Thursday, but they rescheduled it to this Thursday. So this is something you want to watch yourself, but you also want to share your link to your friends, relatives, whether they're your customers or not. They should be watching this. It's only like 20 minutes to a half hour of live shopping. There's also some great offers. With a $60 order, you'll get all this. With a $100 order, you'll get all this. Also, if they RSVP using your link, just like we show you on the right side, use that link with your reference code. Then they're going to be registered for, they usually give 5 $100 gift certificates. So somebody could be shopping your online store and use that $100 gift certificate that they won by watching the Avon live shopping experience. It is very knowledgeable. So I try to catch all of them. If you can't catch them on the time that they're at, catch the replay. They're usually, the specials are always good for 24 hours. So if they're offering a bundle free with a $60 order, you can still share that after it's over with your customers, friends, relatives, and they can place an order at your online store and get this. So you're just promoting more earnings for yourself. Okay, excuse me, as I had to take a drink of water before my throat cracked up. So here's some more digital tools that Avon gives you by just going to avon.com and finding them. You have your digital catalog. your virtual shopping. You know, you have the try it, whereas they're looking at makeup, they can, you know, have their phone or computer turned on with their camera and their face can come up and they can try the makeup. You know, you have the live shopping we just talked about. You also have features on each product in the Avon U, and you have special offers that pop up that Avon will try to clue you in on it. If you're watching Avon Social, Avon USA representatives, you know, be in the know, because these are free to you as a benefit. So the next slide goes into the free training for new representatives, and they have these consistently. You can go to the calendar. The calendar is going by, you know, going into avon.com, manage business, marketing, and then calendar. I had to think about that one. I can go there, but to repeat it anyway. So mark these dates on your calendar, whether or not you're new or not. There's good information there. And if you've got new people in your team going to this free training, you should be there too, so you can follow up with them on the information that Avon gives them to support you in building their sales. So the next slide goes into, you know, what's on the calendar. There it goes, manage business marketing calendar on the very bottom. Gives you some dates coming up. Friday, May 27th, and this is the account executives, and this is on Avon USA representatives. Your account executives come on and do a live. The A-cut unlist is going, uncut is going to be June 8th. So just, there's so much information there, but they have cut it down. I know before, when they first started the calendar, they had like 5 things every day. Now they've cut it down, so there's 1 or 2 things each day to make it more manageable for you to use these tools. Okay. The next slide, we're going to go into who's working towards Cancun. This is our destination Avon 2022, which will be going on in probably March or April of 2023. And you need to know about this. The next slide is, how are you going to achieve this? It gives you some key points that you need to know about to achieve this. So the Avon Incentive Destination Avon 2022 to Cancun, you can earn it 2 ways. And the next slide will say your personal sales for a trip for 1 as a PRP member, if you're a contender or a premier level, or if you're a new representative. It gives you what your sales need to be. And Avon has made it reachable for every level. You know, if you're high sales, of course, your goal is going to be higher. If you're not doing that well and you haven't earned any trips yet, they're going to make it manageable for you. You can earn it for 1, or might as well go for it for 2, because then you can take a guest. And, you know, achieving Hawaii and Punta Cana last year was just like, I don't ever want to miss a trip that Avon gives, all inclusive. Okay, I won't continue. You can also earn it with team sales. So if you're building your team right now, this is a great thing to consider, because Avon hasn't always offered it 2 ways to earn. So the next slide is going to go into the reps that are tracking to earn this. And you can see the list there. And we put in green the average per day that you need to be earning in sales to be on track for this trip. But if your name is not on this list, that does not mean that you're not going to qualify. There is still time. This goes until campaign 26 of this year of 2022. So you can just kick it in the butt right now and be on that trip and take a guest along. And I will guarantee you, you will not believe it, because it's the best thing that Avon ever does is our trips. Nothing beats our trips. Now the next tracking is on your team sales goal, trip for 1, trip for 2. Where are you falling? What do you need to step up? How can you support your team to make this this goal be reachable for you and your team members? Don't forget, you can, when you go together with a team member, so much fun. I know we had a blast with Becky and Mary that were in Punta Cana with us. And then Mary was in Hawaii with us. And it's just so much fun, and so much fun with the other reps that you meet there too. If you go by yourself, that's okay. You will make so many friends. The next slide I added on this, and that is how to set your goal, how to earn through personal sales, and what each box that you want to fill in. It gives you directions there on the right on where to find these numbers at. And if you want help with this, by all means, reach out to me. I would be more than happy to help you fill in these boxes. You just got to want it. If you want it, it's achievable. So how many of you want to go to Cancun with Darwin and I? We will be going. We will make it happen, whatever it takes. And you can do the same. So the next slide goes into an incentive that's going on right now, campaign 12, which we all know campaign 12 ends tomorrow. So you need to get that order in for campaign 12, because you need to have an order in every campaign, 12, 13, and 14. And the top 2,000 representatives with the highest makeup sales across campaigns 12, 13, and 14 will earn this makeup travel bag and 2 free products on top of it. So I've seen pictures of this large makeup travel case, and it's got different levels in there. As you see it open, there's different flaps that come down and spots for all the makeup. This would be a great thing to take somewhere to do like an event, earn this makeup bag and then fill it with some of Avon's great makeup products and display it. And oh my gosh, everybody's just going to be, oh my gosh, oh wow, So work for this makeup case with campaign 12, 13, and 14. You can do it. It would be great to have a team member earn this, or lots of team members earn this. The next slide talks about Avon Convention. Okay, are you registered either virtually or in person? I've got a list here. Let me go through this list and see representatives. Of course, Darwin and I are going. Sabrina Baldwin is registered. Angela Barnes is registered. Becky McGuire is registered. Kiara Rayford is registered. Kim Williams is registered. And underneath Kim, Bobby Dean is registered and Melissa is registered. Roger is registered, and underneath Roger is Jody Addis and Mary Murphy. And then Kim Zeckerfood, excuse me if I'm not saying that right, Kim, I've been avoiding that last name. She's
It's
registered.
okay.
If your name is not on the list that I just read off, there's still time. And they put back the early bird registration to get the $200 swag. It only costs just $69. And you can be virtually or you can be in person with us, which is the best. But they've also got an incentive going on that if you have the most team members comparison to your level registered either virtually or in person, you get your, you know, your time of in fame. You'll be picked to be on the screen. And so they've got more room for in person, and it's in San Antonio, Texas. And there is so much excitement in San Antonio, Texas. So I know that we've got our reservations booked through Southwest, and we got a pretty good deal, and Southwest is pretty reasonable on their airfare. But you know, the longer you wait, it goes up. But we got, I think both of us for $550, but we're flying into Austin so that we can tour a little bit of Texas before we go down to San Antonio for the convention. So think about this. If I didn't read your name on the list, that you should be also registered virtually. And of course you can do that at avon.com. Now, okay, it's listed right there, avonconvention.com, but don't get the FOMO. And what is the FOMO? The fear of missing out. So don't get FOMO, just go register, okay? And be a part of this exciting event that Avon, you know, conventions, you go to conventions and you come back on fire. You watch the virtual, the year they did everybody virtual, watched it, took part of it, got dressed up when they had their special champagne or happy hour time and all that. You can be as much a part of it as you want to be with virtually as well as in person. And they still got a little bit of room left for in person because they are minimizing the number that they will allow to go in person. So anyway, I could talk all night about convention, but make sure that if you're not registered virtually, and you can also bring a guest too. So if you got a friend, they can pay $69 and go with you and also get the swag, the $200 swag. So think about bringing a friend, because when they see what Avon does at convention and you guys both make, you know, a ladies trip down to convention, they'll probably be your team member before the convention is over. I'm just guessing. Another thing that Avon's got going on right now, and I think it ends in campaign 12. So that means tonight you need to be checking this out. And it's called the mystery bundles. And you can pick your mystery boxes. $25 box includes $100 in mystery products. $50 box includes $200. $75 box includes $300. And $100 box includes $400 in mystery products. These are great to make into baskets for events, bundles or baskets for your customers. Maybe have a little bit of inventory to be able to say to somebody, here, you know, this is one of my extra stock. I've used this product. I love it. Try it, you know, give it back to me if you don't like it, because the value that you got in just getting a $25, $50, whatever amount box, you know, you sell one or two products out of that box and you're going to easily pay for the whole box. So did you get yours yet? You might want to look into that. And I think this ends in campaign 12, which is tomorrow. So The next couple things that I want to share with you is that Avon has been in the media. So in Allure, one of the 24 best summer fragrances for every occasion has been the Faraway Bali. And so there's an article in that. So, you can find these things in Avon Social, selling for representatives, and you can copy and put it up a post in your Facebook page. You want to give your customers information, not necessarily always sell in your Facebook posts. So the next one that we've got is also just recently, Good Housekeeping had featured one of our lipsticks as a beauty award, the best beauty award. And obviously they picked this one because nobody else of any beauty company has this kind of lipstick that has your anti-aging care in the middle, as you see that little lighter spot in the middle of that lipstick. There's like 10 beautiful colors to pick from. So this is something that you want to share. Take a picture of the screen, post it in your Facebook. You can also go, I posted it a couple days ago, I think. Go copy mine. I don't care. I put it up there for all of you as well as my customers. So, and who knows who you're going to snag with something like this to be a future customer for yourself. Okay, it's time to move on to some important dates on our campaign. 12, of course, I've been saying tonight is a really last full night that you can order from campaign 12 because it closes out tomorrow night at like 11:30 Eastern time. So back it off if you're Central time. And then campaign 13 dates is there, campaign 14, campaign 15. Remember to always order 1 or 2 demos that you're going to talk about from the What's New. Order your samples so you can share samples and follow up. Order 2 campaign brochures in advance so that you're prepared when that campaign starts. And remember, with a holiday coming up, May 30th, there will be no shipping until after the holiday, from May 27th to May 31st. So, and then also July 4th, Avon will be closed, just like you like to be with family. So they're going to be closed too. So their shipping won't resume until July 5th. And so you want to make sure that you are planning ahead, getting your orders in before these holidays so that you're not waiting longer to get your stuff, because when it's backed up because they haven't shipped for a day or two, then it'll probably take a day or two longer than what it normally does to get your order. So now let's move into a little bit of campaign 12. I mean, this should be the hit book for everybody because of the bug guard on the front. We are the #1 no DEET insect repellent. Read about this, know these products so you can share. They also show some summer selling opportunities with After the Sun, some CBD cream is the best thing to use if you get a little bit too much sun because you forgot to reapply your bug guard. Just know knowledge is power. Know this. Next slide goes into, they do have some stock up bundles, and they're really good deal because you get these coolers with it. So you get the value in the first bundle of a 4-piece bundle, plus you get free items, and it's valued at $137 and it costs you only $49.96. Those little glasses, I'll just give you a tidbit of information. If any of you that have bug guard, where you've gotten bundles before and you've gotten those little minis, what people are saying is they put those little mini sprayers in these glasses and sell it as a cute little bundle. But you get free little clear glasses, and those green bags are coolers. So for the 7-piece bundle, you get 14 free items. Valued of that is $324, and the cost is $88.93 for you. I've ordered, I don't know how many bundles I've ordered of these because it's a good deal, and it's not, they're not asking you to buy a lot. You're not like buying, 20 pieces of bug guard. You're buying 4-piece bundle and you get 5 free items. So consider this in your campaign 12 order if you haven't placed it yet, or maybe place another one to get one of these bundles. The next slide goes into, are you sharing the protection from insects and the sun for the entire family with the Skin So Soft Bug Guard? So I put some tips in there. Might be something good to snap a picture of so that you, you've got this knowledge to share, because, share your knowledge, and then people will, hey, she knows what she's talking about. So yeah, give me, 1 or 2 of those. Always add a bug guard to every order that you take. Just have them protect their family. It's for the whole family. Okay, go on to campaign 13, and Avon has brought back a new solitaire sun protection with your SPF being higher. It's like 50. I think one of them goes up to 50, if I'm not mistaken, in the SPF. So I mean, that's something I wish Avon would have had out before we went to Hawaii, because that sun is strong there. And I just had to reapply sunscreen quite often. And then, it shows you some other FMG cushion ideas to give your skin a nice glow, and tell your customers how about layering with the foundation and correctors and things like that. So more information that I'm just putting out there for you to learn. The next slide talks more about this. Stay safe all year long with your SPF, what it stands for, showing you the products that Avon brought out brand new with this, a new solitaire and the sun protection. So this is something that, you want to share with your customers, that this is coming out in your campaign 13 book. How many would you like me to order for you? You can, go back and get some of them from the What's New before campaign 13 starts in your campaign, 12 with a back order as a What's New item. Okay, the next slide is going to go into 14. And now we're talking about a new line called Kathy Cat. And so campaign 14, be thinking ahead. How are you going to work this campaign? What are you going to focus on? I started using this Super Greens gel cleanser. Oh my gosh, I love it. I mean, I love Belief cleansers. And now I just started this one. Comes with a refillable as well. And it's so smooth. It just feels so good on your skin, because, Farm RX is, the green product. I mean, this is all natural. This is things that people are looking for. So you want to read up on that. And there's also a semi-annual color sale in the campaign 14 catalog. So you want to be talking about that with your customers, that this is coming up for them to plan on stocking up on their items. Okay, so campaign 14, prepare ahead, is the next slide. And that is talking about the What's New that will be for campaign 16 and campaign 4 activation. How will you acquire customers in this campaign, and tools you will use, and easy add-ons. You know, these are things Avon is just putting on paper for you to read through and determine how you're going to work this campaign. So plan ahead for that. Next slide is, this slide could go for any campaign. We just kind of stuck it in here, but it's a great thing to have. And we will be posting this in Dawn's Dreamers in the file section, some of these pages that we've been talking about, so that you can go print those pages or look at them on your computer. But this would be a great one to print and check the box of every category that you're currently using. How many of these Avon products are you currently using? I mean, I don't have a dog, so I'm not using the dog one. Let's see, everything else on the right, I'm not using the dental floss, but that's about the only thing I'm not using on the left side. So we'll think about yourself. What's in your bathroom? How much Avon are you using? And then share it with your customers to give them an idea of what a wide variety of products that we have. Okay, so we'll jump into a little bit sneak peek on campaign 15. I don't have the cover of that brochure yet, but it's going to be about summer scents and there's been some fragrance sample specials, and you can see lipstick bullets down there. So everybody wanted lipstick bullets back. So that might be something that you're going to plan ahead for. So that's just a sneak peek at what's coming. We'll talk more about 15, obviously, next month when we have our Zoom. The next slide goes into the 15 business builders, the what's new. Now we're looking at campaign 17 in our campaign 15. So we're always looking 2 campaigns ahead. So there's a 6-piece booster bundle they're going to be offering, and a 10-piece blockbuster bundle. So, you know, think about these things and be on top of when these things are available for you. The next slide is going into my call to action tonight. If you haven't placed your campaign 12 order tonight, you know, it's time that you do that. Get that order in so that you qualify for that beauty bag, as well as your sales towards Cancun, or whatever your goal is to reach this year by the end of campaign 26. You know, the mystery bundles, I don't know that they'll be available in campaign 13. So those would be something that you want to look at tonight. What will your team growth tracker look like? How are you tracking for Cancun with your personal sales, your team sales, or both? You can earn a trip to Cancun with 1 trip for personal sales and 1 trip for your team sales. So then 2, you could take your significant other, spouse, or a friend with you. Are you registered for convention? Are you going to be, if I print this list again in a couple days, will your name be on there? If it's not, you know, you need to really think about that. For $69, it's going to be worth it. And I'm looking for planning one-on-one with you. If you've got an Avon advisor that you're in my 2nd generation or my 3rd generation, let's hook up with your advisor and me and you, and let's really get dirt into this and figure out what it's going to take. But it all takes you first. So let's work together. Let's make it happen. Because, you know, you got to want it. I can't want it for you. If you don't want it, well, let's work on something that you do want. Okay. But let's all work together. The next slide is going to just give you some words of inspiration that I want to read. And the first one was from David McConnell. It says, start today on the great clock of time. There's but a single word, now. Then every order counts, every addition counts. Are you interested in your business? Are you committed to your business? Today only happens once. Tomorrow, today will be gone. You don't inspire your teammates by showing them how amazing you are. You inspire them by showing them how amazing they are. Okay, so like I said, I'm not posting my sales to brag about anything, but I'm showing you that I'm doing, I don't ever ask people to do something that I haven't already done. And I don't usually brag about myself. Matter of fact, I have to be pushed to be proud out loud. And that's something that it's better to recognize and promote and give your team members something in their recognition for what they're doing. It doesn't even have to be sales. Create different categories. They're outgoing. Thank you for being outgoing. Let's recognize you for that. You achieved your first week in Avon. Let's recognize you for that. You know, just be creative and think outside the box, and then get your team recognized for who they are. And that really is what it's all about. The more people you help get what they want, then you will get what you want. And that quote I've lived by in my 39 plus years with Avon. So with this, words of inspiration, those of you that are watching this replay, I want to thank you for watching. Those of you that are on the line, please stay with us. I will stop the recording and then we'll have question and answers. And if you're watching the replay, or even if you go back to watch the replay again, please let me know that you watch the replay, because I want to support you. And if you're watching the replay and you've got questions, I can follow up with you and I can ask you, what is your call to action? How have you taken this? What has been your wow in this monthly team Zoom? So we can open it up for questions. I'm stopping the recording. Thanks a lot for joining us.